How do you see the field evolving?
Oh, it's hard to say, Sherry. It's just there are just so many people out there, wanting to put their own spin and their own wrinkle, and I'm not against that. But I'm always looking for something new, and I don't find a lot that's new. If I have 4 tasks a morning. Somebody wants to put in a 5th task, just so they have their own cut on things. Okay, but I look to see what they put in. Like Ken Doka put in, I said, we need a 5th task, spiritual development. Well, that's reflected in my 3rd task a morning, which is external adjustments, internal adjustments, and spiritual adjustments. So there's not a lot that isn't in there, whether you take Strube's oscillation theory or Rubin's 2-track model. I've looked real carefully at this. I'm not against, something new, but I think it should be new.
And so, do you think that there's going to be some significant impact with the DSM-5 coming out, qualifying what is called many things, but one among them complicated or prolonged grief?
Well, it's a good question because there's a certain pressure to make grief a mental disorder, which I think is quite crazy. It's not a mental disorder, but there are things that happen to the mourner where they get stuck, where they need some professional intervention, and that's that makes sense. So I see complicated bereavement, and I prefer complicated bereavement over the term abnormal grief, because if grief is a person's experience after a death, that's their experience. Let's not put a label abnormal. But I prefer the complicated bereavement or complicated mourning, either one, meaning that something in the process that becomes difficult and the person needs some help, So I have 4 categories there I think are quite adequate. I don't think we need anything more. We have chronic grief, which is similar to the idea of prolonged grief. We have delayed grief, exaggerated grief, which often has a DSM diagnosis attached to it, and then mass grief. So I think there's enough out there, frankly.
Bill Worden, thank you very much.
Okay, Sherry.